Packer and Durham on a Tuesday morning. Notepad is done. It's time for the road to Omaha. Let's go down to the ATL. Head baseball coach, Georgia Tech. That's be Danny Hall. Joins us bright and early this morning. First of all, Coach, congratulations making the field. All you want's an opportunity, and you've got one.
Yes, we do, and appreciate it, Mark, and appreciate you guys having me on. But, yeah, we're excited. You know, this time of year, there's 64 really good teams, and if you're one of them that's in there, you're excited for the opportunity. And you know, we look forward to preparing this week to try to win an NCAA regional.
All right, so what do you know about the Fighting Larry Birds, Danny?
Well, first of all, Wes, you know, hailing from Athens County and Coolville, Ohio, what you need to know is their head coach also is a Southeast Ohio guy, went to Fort Fry High School, played at Indiana State, and so you got a matchup of Southeast Ohio head coaches here right out of the gate with Indiana State.
Hey.
But
Pac, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing but trouble when Southeast Ohio guys get together in baseball. I'm just going to tell you. We're going to have to make sure we got a lot of security there because these Southeast Ohio guys want to grind it, right? D-Hall, that's all you're going to do is just grind on one another in Nashville.
No question. And the first thing that sticks out, Wes, is their starting pitcher hasn't given up any hits. He's thrown 90 innings. I think he only has one loss on the year. And so we've got our hands full with, you know, Mr. Guerrero, their best pitcher. But like I said, this time of year, everybody's good. Everybody has, you know, gotten there for a good reason. And in Indiana State's case, you know, they just played really well all year long.
Danny, big picture. Did the committee disrespect the ACC?
Well, I'll just say it like this, Mark. When there's only one ACC team that's hosting a regional, and that ACC team won, I think, 25 or 26 games in a 36-game schedule, only lost one series all year, and that team is not a national seed. I don't know how that can happen. And so I would have to say yes. And, you know, we won the Coastal Division. I think it's the first time since 2005 that the Coastal Division champ in the ACC has not hosted a regional. So I know they had a tough job this year, everything COVID, but I do think that there could have been a better way to assign some of these, you know, 16 host sites.
All right, I want to get to the Mike Bell situation at Pittsburgh. And I said this in the first hour. You've been where Mike Bell was yesterday afternoon and today. It's not right. It happens. It happens every year to somebody. But when it hits in this league, when it hits at the Power 5 level, Coach, how much introspection does Mike Bell do on what he's done? How much do you have to look and say, you know what? The committee room got ahead of themselves. They got in a traffic jam, and they left a deserving team out and maybe put one in that wasn't deserving. How much of that do you mentally have to process for not only yourself as the head coach, but also for your program too?
Oh, it's a gut punch. You know, anytime you feel like you're deserving to get in and then you're left out, there, like you said, there's a lot of just introspection into what could we have done different. And bottom line, it comes down that I always believe this, that, you know, if you can settle above 500 in the ACC, you're going to have a really good chance to get in. The outlier for everybody in our league this year is that we didn't get many opportunities to play non-conference games, and that made the RPIs of just about every ACC team suffer. And but it's an empty feeling. I mean, you know, I've been there, and I know Mike Bell was prepared and had his team prepared to probably hear their name called. And so when that doesn't happen, I mean, it's devastating not only to you, the coach, but it's really devastating to your players because a lot of those guys were fifth-year players. They played great all year. And to not get that opportunity, like I said, it's just a punch in the gut.
Before we move forward, talking more about the upcoming regional, let me go backwards with you a little bit. How was Charlotte? How was the ballpark? I know you wanted to win more games and have the dog pile like the folks at Duke did, because that was a great story with what Coach has done, winning 12 straight. But what was the Charlotte experience like as far as the ACC tournament?
Oh, I like the ballpark. I mean, city of Charlotte, it's just a great city. The proximity of all hotels to the ballpark, just easy access in and out. If you played a day game, particularly a noon game or a 1 o'clock game, you knew the ball was going to fly. I wish that the ball would have been flying a little better in the game we had against NC State, but sometimes it's a game of inches, and it turned out to be so for us. But kudos to Chris Pollard and Duke. To win, I think you said 12 games in a row. They just played great down the stretch. But again, I just think it tells you the depth of our league with NC State and Duke playing in the finals. And I think NC State started the year 1-8 in our league and to end up playing for the championship game in the tournament against Duke. That's all you need to know. Our league is so good from top to bottom that, it's a grinder.
All right, I'm going to ask you this question based on the fact that you're I don't want to call you the oldest coach in the ACC. I'll just say you're the senior most experienced, okay? Here's the idea. Every coach we've talked to in this particular athletic season, Pat, and correct me if I'm wrong, whether it be football, soccer, field hockey, men's, women's basketball, whatever, they've taken something from this year, either in the structure of their sport, the way they've run their program, that they can already say they're going to use it moving forward. What is that for you, and what do you think that might be for baseball?
Well, I think just looking at what has happened here yesterday, I think you have to be very mindful of how you're going to schedule games, who you're going to play, what your non-conference schedule looks like, and know that you got to be very strategic to try to get your team into the NCAA tournament. But I think the biggest thing is just my thing is so much respect for our players and our coaches of the sacrifice that they've had to make all year just to be able to play games, just to be able to have a season. And I think it just gives you a lot of gratitude for those guys, because it was just a totally strange year in terms of, guys are, going to school on their laptop. There's no interaction with classes. There's not much interaction with the rest of campus. It's look at your laptop, do your homework, take your tests, go to baseball practice, play a game, and then go back and do it all over again. So for me, it's just a respect of our players and what they go through on a just daily basis, and particularly this year to be a student athlete. And we had one of the most remarkable years in the classroom we've ever had. I think we finished over a 3.4, and so just kudos to our players for figuring out a way to stay safe and give us an opportunity to play.
Danny, I know you only worry about who you got to go potentially see, which begins with Indiana State on Friday, and you can't worry about it because all these teams that are in here are all good teams. There's a reason that everybody's in the tournament. But the fact that the ACC's got one host team, basically that's Notre Dame. There's only 4 other teams that are in a 2 seed. You're one of the 4 2 seeds. Were you surprised that that's only what it was? Big picture. Again, I know you can't worry about anything you don't control, which is 0 here. But big picture, again, I go big picture with you with the ACC. The fact that Notre Dame's a host and we got 4 2 seeds, and that's it as far as 1 or 2s here. Was that surprising yesterday?
It was, but it wasn't, just because when they came out with the 20 original potential host sites and the ACC only had 2, you knew that it was kind of stated before the year, we're not going to really value the RPI, but we are going to value the RPI, because all you got to do is look at those 20 sites that were originally stated, and you knew that they were just going straight RPI. And then I know they were quoted yesterday as saying that the RPI really created an issue for ACC teams. But if you can convince me that Florida State is a 3 seed anywhere, and they have the Conference Player of the Year and the Pitcher of the Year, I mean, that's just really all you got to say right there. Is they're a 3 seed? Come on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
It
no,
made no
that's-
sense to me at all.
Yeah. That's why the fireworks at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Danny, on Sirius XM's 84 off campus. You'll want to be there for the light show on radio that starts right after 4 o'clock, I think.
Yeah,
It's
I
a 4
gotta be-
402 pack. After everybody welcomes you back, then you'll fire the first rocket, you think?
Yeah, I just, again, I love the tournament. I think it's the best NCAA tournament, and that's baseball. I think I love the format. Hey, you got 2 chances. Don't lose. No gripes, whether you're a 1 or 4, whether you're hosted or not hosted. It doesn't matter. It's baseball, man. You got to go play. It's a grinder. So to get to Omaha is an incredible run. I mean, it's my favorite tournament. I like it better than March Madness. I like it better than the college football playoff. I know the NCAA didn't do anything with it. But as far as NCAA tournaments go, I love the baseball format. So once you're in, hey, you get the gripes out of the way. Now you got to go play baseball, right? And if you're good enough, you can prove it. And that's what I love about it. But I really thought the committee was out to lunch. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought some of their selections yesterday were abysmal. And I'm being kind, really kind.
Yeah, I think you have, every right to judge it that way. And I'll say it. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but I do think it just makes you wonder. Just what did they value? How did they compare teams? And what actually were they presented with to evaluate team to team?
All right. The old adage, pitching and hitting and good weather, and you got a chance. So what do you value most in this first round of the regionals? I'll keep the supers and make that something else. But in this particular situation, what do you value most going to Nashville and the field you've got there?
Oh, I think you have to. You hit it right on the head. You have to pitch well, and then you got to play defense. You can't give teams extra outs. Playing on turf, which is a little different. We've played on it some in the conference this year, but it does present some challenges defensively when you do play on turf. But it's like you said, it's a strong field, and everybody's going to have some pitching, so you got to get some timely hits. When you get guys in scoring position, you want somebody to get a hit and knock them in. But at the end of the day, the team that pitches good and plays good defense is going to have a chance to win every game.
You know what? It's funny in baseball. That's been going on for, 250 years, hasn't it, Coach? Pitching and defense.
Change. I tell my guys that all the time. I go, the game doesn't change. It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or you're 22 years old. The game is pretty much the same.
Sure is. Well, congratulations getting in, and wish you the best of luck moving forward. We can't wait. Friday, it all gets cranked up. The road to Omaha, and like I said, I think it's the fairest tournament that's out there. There's no nonsense. Hey, if you're good enough, go prove it. You don't have to talk about it. Go walk it, right?
No, it's exciting, and I agree with you. And hey, you haven't mentioned your San Francisco Giants, so
hey,
I mean,
let me tell you something, Danny. Let me tell you something.
Oh, really?
Let me just say this: on May the 1st, the San Francisco Giants were in first place. It's now June the 1st. The San Francisco Giants are in first place, and you know what? For $240 million, you can be in third place in the National League West. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yes, you can.
Danny, real quick here. I'm going to tell you this just because we're friends. He sends a text to people from vacation talking about the Giants beating Clayton Kershaw. I mean, seriously, he sends a text to people, innocent human beings who really don't care. Get a text saying that the Giants beat Clayton Kershaw or something.
First of all, that's not true. Here's the truth. I was already back from vacation when I sent the text, and no, we didn't beat Clayton Kershaw. We wore him out. Big difference.
Okay, thanks. All right. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where they're at July 1.
There we go, July 1. That's
forget that. I was thinking November 1. That's when it really matters. November the 1st, when you can sit there and beat your chest, that's when it really matters. That's all I know. That is a truth. That's a truth.
Danny, I got to tell you, if Clemson wins something else in golf and the alumni party starts over here on the left side of the screen, or the Giants win the World Series, I don't know what will be a harder day to do this show. If the Giants win the World Series, I have no
Again.
clue how we'll get through a show.
No, say it right. When the Giants win the World Series again, we've only won 3 since 2010.
Oh
only
my
3.
God. Stop. All right.
But
we
who's
gotta go.
counting?
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate that at the end. Thanks for throwing that gas on the fire. Appreciate it.
Hey, I wasn't going to bring
Danny
it up.
Hall, head baseball
See you
coach
guys.
at Georgia Tech.